We in the game. I don't know what I'm saying right now. February 4th, Sunday, 2024. All is good in my hood. I guess that's what you say. Yeah, so we just freestyling today. What am I going to talk about? I actually have a podcast later on today with a friend. I'm going to be interviewing him. We're going to be talking about life, coffee, and just whatever else that comes up. We'll see how good of an interviewer I am. I will brew some coffee. The Kenyan that it's a dark roast that I did this time, and it's a dark roast that I did, and yeah, it's a dark roast, and yeah, so that should happen soon. Oh, losing my train of thought, but yeah, dude, we're gonna be drinking the dark roast of the Kenyan and just talking about it, talking about life, and see what comes up of that. My road stuff does work. I have a USB-C to USB-C, so that's gonna work okay. I tested it out yesterday, but I'm still going to bring my phone that's charging right now and the extra stuff with the phone, just in case I need to also use that too. But other than that, we're doing good. The dog is absolutely going crazy. She's not happy. My big dog is not happy because we have a little dog that's here that got here yesterday. It's my wife's dog. For now, her working name is Dottie. I like Dot. I don't think I like Dottie, but this is not my dog. So, well, I don't know. She's liking me already, but my wife is not happy about that. But whatever. I'm down here. I'm the one who changed her crib and stuff and took her shit out and all that good stuff. So whatever. But the big dog is not happy. She won't even eat her food. She actually let me sleep in a little today, which is nice for me. I'm sure she's pissed as can be, but she'll be fine. But yeah, so that's what we got going. That's what we doing here. And I don't know what else to say right now. I was going to do this podcast just solo yesterday, but I didn't because I just didn't do it. It's interesting once you put things on the schedule, they mostly go okay the way that you want them to, you know, because you have to do something, or if you know that you have to do something, then you'll work around it or move things around to where it makes sense for you, you know. But other than that, that's what we got going. So coffee wise, I did get a decent place this week. Got my images. They're ready to go. However, I did listen to something else. One of these training courses that I'm on. It says don't post anything until you get some reviews. So I don't know how that's possible, but I'm sure he goes into detail with that stuff. So that's going to be extremely interesting. How I go about that, making sure the listing looks the way it needs to. And yeah. So I'm gonna have to go back to the well to do the stuff in regards to what makes sense with that, and then we'll go from there. I know this is crazy, it's bonkers, and I'm talking about Amazon all the time. And it seems like there's progress, there's no progress, then there's a lot of progress, and then back at square one. But this is we are actually witnessing this together. You barely, because you're just hearing me ramble about it. But this is what happens a lot in business. Uh, a- things are not as clear cut as they can be. In my brother, he sells on Amazon. He's told me about this, but it doesn't matter what anybody tells you about it, including me telling you this about this in particular, Amazon business in general. It always takes a lot longer to get going when you think that's not going to take as much time. You know, I think I was a couple of weeks out, but now I'm probably a month and a half out. All my bags are here. Everything's here. The cool thing is that I may even try to look into selling 1 pound bags or whatnot. We'll see. But right now, this is what I got going. And it's interesting to be in a place of promise, wonder, possibilities, but still a lot of unknowns in this situation, so to speak. So that's where we're at right now. And we will figure it out. And I will continue to talk to you about this because I think it's extremely important that, especially in the stage that I'm at, that being a solo solopreneur, not having too much help. I am having help, but not having too much help, having to fund this and make decisions on this. I think it's extremely imperative that you do hear or listen to what somebody is talking about in this realm. Sometimes it can be boring or mundane, but I do feel that it's important that you do hear about the struggles, obstacles that somebody goes through when it comes to business, because it's very similar to what you do in life, right? But it can get to the point where you truly really don't understand. And yes, what I'm telling you is I believe is helpful, but it is important that you do hear something about this from somebody who's willing to share with you this information. So that's a little bit about that. I did roast some coffee this week. Hey, good morning. You doing okay? On the holder? Okay, don't let the big dog get to her, okay? Here you go. There. Put your hand underneath. Look what I'm doing. Make sure that she got it. But drop it. All right. All right, there you go. Perfect. Perfect, big boy. Okay. Be careful. Don't let that big dog get to her. Okay. What to her? Yeah. Go ahead. So yeah, uh, I roasted some coffees, a lot of coffees. It went well, no complaints. I know this dark roast Kenyan doesn't have any smoke on it. It just has flavor, not flavor. It really doesn't. It's been roasted out the flavor because it's a dark roast and stuff like that. But it's all good. So everything worked out pretty well on the roaster. Um, and I just increased the temperature airflow on it, and I will taste the other coffees, the ones I do have left of, and then we'll go from there. But other than that, I'm glad I do have some more new coffee to taste and try out. So that's going to be some good times and all that. Um, so yeah. So what am I doing this week? I don't really know. I I need to figure that out. Oh, I know what we can talk about before we get off the line. Here's the thing. This YouTube stuff is hard. It's extremely hard. I put out a video, probably have 3 or 2 views or 0 views, and that's fine with me. I'm learning, educating myself, but the next one is going to be epic to me. So I did ask a friend, the same one who made that monster order, about what coffee drinks he makes, because he doesn't, you know, just do just drink black and coffee and creamer and whatnot. So he gave me one of his recipes. It's called Irish coffee. So I went ahead and got some whiskey, Irish whiskey. All right, I have some cream. Looked up the recipe. I'm actually gonna try it today, and then now that's what we're gonna make our episode about. So it's gonna be pretty fun, I think. You know. So we shall see how all that works. And I'm getting a better understanding of the mythology, the process of making a video. And no matter what you hear or go through or deal with, you're going to have to make this for yourself. Don't get me wrong, I do have systems sort of kind of in place, but I do have like educational material that I'm looking at to help me along the way. But the thing is, no matter what you do, you're going to eventually have to do this in a way that makes sense to you. And believe it or not, me being an artist, I can see the video idea concept a lot better. And I'm looking forward to truly, really understanding what that means, you know, because I can see it a lot better now. It's like when I did photography for a while. I had an idea, a concept of a photograph, right? And yes, you can essentially create anything that you want to. But the beauty of a lot of that stuff is that you are in the thick of it. You've imagined how that you imagine how you're going to go about getting that thing, right? But in this case, it's something to where you think about it, you kind of got an idea about it, and then you go about trying to make that happen. And when you do, that part is extremely rewarding. So, like I said, I used a couple outlines right now that I'll be utilizing in a way to where it will make sense to me. But now it's it's time to start executing that stuff. Like for instance, I'm going to start working on my image right now for my thumbnail. And I think I have an idea of what it is. So we shall see how that works out for us, you know? So yeah, so that's what's going on. That's what I'm doing. And I'm looking forward to what this talk will bring, to try different things, to get out there a little bit more, to explore. and go from there. But that's what I got going. This is a shorty. I gotta see if I can walk this dog for a little bit to get her nerves off a little bit, and then go do the interview and then do other things that I need to do. So yeah, got a busy day. We're gonna get it done. Let's get it done. And I will talk to you later. Bye.